Well, the future of journalism is in good hands. Every summer, WCCO TV partners with 360 Journalism, which teaches multimedia storytelling to Minnesota high schoolers. This was my fourth summer working with the students as one of their coaches. I helped them as they conducted their own interviews, writing, and editing. This is a look at their final piece on a Minnesota addiction recovery program, helping people find a fresh start through community.
Drug use and substance abuse in the U.S. is evolving. The road to recovery can be long and challenging, but for some, sobriety has led them to new careers and purposes. Reporter Smith Bardwash has more.
Peer pressure. That's what got Darnell Cox into substance use and eventually addiction.
So I started substance use pretty early. It was like marijuana and alcohol when I was about 12. My uncle, who was heavily involved with methamphetamine, he had got out of prison, and I started hanging out with him and his friends.
That's how Darnell became hooked on meth. He would eventually get involved in criminal activity to afford drugs. It landed him in jail multiple times. But was jail a blessing in disguise?
Jails and prison almost became a reset for me.
Darnell eventually got out and was clean for at least 2 years. Then, COVID hit and he relapsed.
On the outside looking in, everything was going really well. But we were really isolated, and recovery seemed stale because we weren't connected with people.
Now stable and sober, he works for the Minnesota Recovery Connection, helping people on their recovery journey. But what's the biggest issue for people who have struggled with addiction, like Darnell? Cynthia Munguia, Executive Director of the Minnesota Recovery Connection, says,
Stigma associated with substance use disorders, there's a lot of shame tied into that.
Community organizations like the Minnesota Recovery Connection are helping with more than just the stigma. They help people heal while also recovering.
Every day I wake up, I come to work and I help people that are in recovery looking for services, which helps me in my recovery, and I don't have that isolation or feeling alone.
Cynthia says peer-to-peer counseling, active listening, and relationship building are the keys to solving the stigma attached to substance use.
And as each individual and more individuals are beginning to do that connection, the information spreads, and so does the circle of service.
What's the message for young people?
Addiction doesn't have to be the end.
I really would love our young generation to know that they're not in this alone.
Reporting for 360 Journalism, supported by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota, I'm Smith Bardwaj.
The 360 Journalism Camp is 3 weeks long and happens in partnership with Blue Cross Blue Shield and the University of St. Thomas. Each student who completes the camp earns a $1,000 scholarship to help advance their journalism careers.